A very warm word of welcome. You're here with the congregation of Echt and Midmar Church of Scotland, and wherever you happen to be today, you are very welcome, and it's good to have you here with us. Before we begin our worship with a few words of introduction, I want to bring you up to date by way of making one or two intimations and just updates about what's been happening here in the church. Of course, most people's attention at the present moment has been turned to when church buildings are going to be opening again. And here in Echt and Midmar, the Kirk session decided over this past week that they would defer looking at opening up the church buildings until later in August. At the present moment, we're waiting for additional information and guidance to come from the Church of Scotland. It is the intention of the session to open buildings as soon as it's practicable to do so and as soon as it's safe to do so. The next meeting of the session will be on Tuesday, the 11th of August, and at that point they will look at the possibility of opening buildings towards the end of August or the beginning of September. In the meantime, though, the relationships with our congregations and friends and neighbours round about have been developing. It's something we have been working towards and beginning to work towards over the last few months. So from the end of August, we're going to be running a joint worship pilot over 4, perhaps even 6 weeks. That will be a pilot with our neighbouring congregations and joint services led by the ministers and members of the congregations. So there's going to be more information coming about that, so please check back here to our YouTube channel or look out for intimations on our website and also newsletters to our membership around the doors. One thing the Kirk session did discuss, though, over the past week was the importance of maintaining access to worship, and that is really important. We're still able to provide hard copies of the worship material, either sent or delivered to people who would like to receive them, just as a means of personal reflection or to join in worship by that means. Similarly, there are links on our website, and of course here on the YouTube channel you'll find our worship videos. However, we're also aware that receiving worship either in audio form or as a video form in a DVD can also be really, really helpful. And if there are people out there within our community who may benefit from upgrading their DVD player, or perhaps who don't have one, the church is willing to cover that cost and to arrange for somebody to receive a DVD player. If you're interested in finding out more, or you know somebody who might be, or you know somebody who might like to receive these videos or our joint community church videos by DVD or in audio form, then please do get in touch. There's a contact form on the church website, or of course you can contact the manse or contact me via email. And finally, our worship for the next 2 Sundays is going to be led by student minister Christine McWhirter. Christine was a much valued student attached to our congregations here last summer, and it's going to be lovely to invite her back to be part of our congregation. So we turn now to our words of introduction to our worship. Beyond the uncertainty, there is a God who roots us firmly in time and in space. Even when we cannot imagine the future, there's a God who holds us in eternity. Reaching out to each and every one of us, there's a God who embraces every part of our lives in love. If ever we needed reason for hope and celebration, surely This is it. So together, let's worship God.